Okay, we're still working on our chapter 17 homework, and this is going to be a really short video because most of these questions are just general questions that you can find the answers to in your chapter. So once you've created your table right here and your graph down here, these questions that apply to the table and graph are very easy. And then the rest of these are just questions that you can answer from your chapter. But we'll look at the first two up here. Number one, what would the equilibrium wage and quantity be in this market if no union existed? Now we're assuming that this is actually showing the market, the blue demand and the red labor supply, and the green wage rate here at $18 an hour is with no union. So here is the equilibrium point right here. The lines don't quite match up. This should actually come up, a bit more, but it's right here at a wage rate of $18 and a quantity of 8,000. Now the next question is asking us, would there be an excess of demand or supply if the wage was $4 higher? Well, that's easy to see right here. If the wage is $4 higher at $22 an hour, then supply is over here and demand is way back here. And we can see that right here. You can see the difference between the supply at 13,000 workers supplied versus the quantity that's demanded, which is much lower. So there's going to be a labor surplus here. Okay, and you can figure out easily the exact number of the exact amount of the labor surplus. So that takes care of number two. Now let's think about another market, but that is similar and that requires basically the same skills that a city bus driver would have. And what would happen in a market of delivery van drivers if there is a lot of city drivers that can't find work? Well, that would certainly change the market for delivery van drivers. The supply would shift to the right, wouldn't it? The labor supply for van drivers would shift to the right. And if you think about that, just looking at your basic supply and demand, if the supply shifts to the right, that's going to drive wages down, isn't it? In the market for van drivers, it's going to drive wages down, but quantity hired will go up. Okay, so that's just what would probably happen, or most likely happen, in a similar market when there's a union that drives workers out of a job because of the wage that's higher than the market equilibrium. Okay, so that's actually all you have to answer based on your table and your graph. The rest of these are just general information that you can find in the book. So you shouldn't have any problem with that. Okay, that's your homework for chapter 17.